Next week, we'll be discussing Scott Pilgrim vs. the World from 2010. Tom, how was your watch?
This is my first watch of this movie, and I hadn't been familiar with the comic books either, which I looked into in combination with watching this. It's an incredibly busy movie. I mean, there isn't a lot of, let's say, downtime you're afforded when watching this. It's um, he uses the CGI, that he being the director, Edgar Wright, uses the CGI in any one scene. It would be very impressive the way he uses the CGI because it isn't overbearing. It's has a certain aesthetic to it, and it is fun in the moment. Um, at almost 2 hours, though, it feels like a very, very long and very impressive guitar riff that simply won't stop, and you're waiting for the melody to come back. That ended up being my experience of watching this movie. Was that after a while, the details were sort of lost in this ocean that he had created.
That's
Um,
on theme, though, too, to the movie, right?
Sure.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, that's what he's going for. How enjoyable that is, I suppose, is a different question. Heretic, how was your watch?
Well, this was probably my 17th watch in the last couple of years. I've seen this movie many times and I adore it. I understand it is very much a popcorn fun movie. I feel like it is very immersive in what they're going for. And they kind of hook you and never really let you go. And what it gives me is infinite rewatchability. So, what I mean when I say that is I just watched it for the umpteenth million time. And I am still seeing things. Like I can just find new little things that aren't much, but if you really enjoy it, they really add something to it. And as someone who has actually read the graphic novels and played the game and whatnot, there's really a lot of love letter in this to that and the whole universe that they have. And I mean, I adore it. So, hey, KJ, what did you think of it?
Yeah, I watched this pretty close to when it first came out, and I think I was just about I was transitioning in my life from the part where the characters are in, where you're like kind of done with school, but you have no responsibility. So you're kind of it's kind of like Friends, the show Friends. It's that part of your life where your friends are your family. There's no, and I think I was just at the end of that. So I just it didn't click with me at all because I was about to start getting married, start getting a real job, all these kind of things. But when I watched it for the show this time, it was really fun. I really enjoyed it. I the what Tom's talking about, the guitar riff constant. I liked that too. The obnoxious cutaways between the different scenes, the constant writing that kind of came out of things all the time. I really enjoyed looking back at that part of your life where you're kind of dorky, nothing really matters. You're just kind of wandering around, and I enjoyed it. How about you, Nick?
This was my first time watching Scott Pilgrim versus Seven Angry Exes. And I will say, it is unique. It definitely is unique. But the thing that really jumped out at me is how the heck did they get all these people to be in this film? So I didn't do the analysis, which I meant to, in the sense of figuring out where in their careers this movie was. But Michael Cera, Kieran Culkin, Anna Kendrick, Aubrey Plaza, Captain America was in this movie. Chris Evans, like
Yeah.
Jason
Yep.
Schwartzman,
Yep.
like what? Oh no, and another Marvel, Brie, what's her
Oh,
name?
Brie Larson, and
Brie
they all come out
Larson.
straight, right?
Yep.
They're in it.
Yeah, like there are a ton of people in this film. So maybe before next week, I'll analyze a little further, like where this was, but I probably
Don't
won't.
don't forget Bill Hader.
Yes, there's like a million people in this movie, and they're not all in prominent roles too, which is interesting. Like they're little tidbits here and there. Like Brie Larson wasn't really that big. I mean, she has a big role in his life, Michael Cera's character, Scott Pilgrim, but we really only see her a little bit. So that's actually my biggest takeaway from this is how the heck are they all in this film?
You forgot Superman.
Christopher Reeves?
No.
No, Red.
Yes.
It's the boyfriend, Brie Larson's boyfriend, is played by I think it's Brandon Roush, I want to say his name is,
Oh,
who was Superman. Yeah.
I didn't catch that. I didn't catch
Mhm.
that one. But
No,
yeah,
But
I didn't
nobody
either.
cares.
yeah, a
His
lot of
career
people. A lot of
ended quickly.
people.
Mhm.
So we'll chat a little bit more about that, I'm sure, and other things next week.
Scott Pilgrim vs. the World is available on Netflix at the time of this recording.